Last of Us. Let's talk about it. We got another great episode. They deviated a lot in this episode from the game, which I think they handled, again, very well. We really got the chance to learn more about Joel and Tommy's relationship, as well as continuing to see this bond and relationship Ellie and Joel have as the father and daughter duo, which just keeps getting better and better. This episode was not very action-filled, and in the game it is very action-filled. They have been continuing to do a great job at saving those action moments for more meaning rather than gameplay style, so I really like that they keep doing that. Now we're going to get into some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the episode, go watch it right now, and don't forget to drop a like. The writers were definitely tasked with a heavy duty in this section, because this section is kind of tricky to make with as a show, because this section in the game is a lot of walking and a lot of shooting. So how do you make that into a show, right? How do you make that into an episode for TV? And I think the writers did a great job. I do wish that perhaps the university scene was a little bit longer. That's just me being nitpicky. It's kind of like judging bricks in Andor. I do like how they made it more realistic how Joel gets injured, because in the game, the way Joel falls is very unrealistic. One could really make it out of there, especially in the apocalypse. Maybe with modern medicine you can make it, but in the apocalypse, with a 14-year-old girl taking care of you, it's very unlikely you make it out. Now, a knife wound, how they did it in the show, makes more sense in how Ellie could potentially save Joel. But other than that, this episode was great. They hit all the points, especially in that you have no idea what loss is scene. I think we have two perfect versions. It's hard to really choose one, just because that's kind of like what made the game of the year, and this might be what makes the show of the year. I think Last of Us has that potential, because that might be the Emmy reel or the Golden Gloves reel. You know how they always play like a little clip from the show or something? That might be it. Or when Joel is crying to Tommy, that scene, you got to see Joel more vulnerable, which is not something we really get much in the game. Pedro Pascal really steals the show here with his emotion. Like, he really shows his range as Joel. I'm really excited because now we're going to get into the DLC portion of the game. For those who aren't familiar with the game, there's a time jump between Joel getting injured and the adventure continuing. Now that gap was filled in with a DLC that got later included a year later after the original release of the game, called Left Behind, and that's the name of the next episode. So I think we're going to see the DLC in full display and a little bit more, possibly more backstory on Ellie, which is something I'm always down for, because Ellie is such a fascinating character. Can't wait to see episode 7, Left Behind, and the show is nearing its end. At this point, we're at our last third of the show. It's going to be amazing. For those who haven't played the game, get ready. It's going to get crazy. And for those who have played the game, we know what's going to happen, and I'm sure Neil Druckmann is going to find a way to surprise us again. Can't wait to see the next episode. Till next time.